high-profile legal battle with the SEC for almost 2 years. Both sides have now asked a federal judge to make a call on whether XRP is indeed a security that falls under the purview of the SEC. My question to you is, why now, and why are you foregoing the right to go through a trial and present more evidence? Why are you so sure that everything is already out there?
So trials are really reserved for like when there's a question of fact, and so juries and judges are like, what are the actual facts? In this case, the facts are pretty clear. The question is about the law, and we think the law is clear, and that the law requires, and the statute as written by Congress, the law requires that there's an investment contract. That's step one. Before you even get to the Howey test, which is often talked about, you have to have a contract between two parties. We don't even think we get past that step, because an investment contract, if you don't have an investment contract, you certainly don't have a security because there's no agreement, period. If you get to the Howey test, then it's also a question of law. So we think this step of summary judgment is, first of all, the fastest path to resolution. We have been pushing very hard to move this quickly, partly because we think the law is clear, and partly because we think the whole industry needs the clarity we're seeking.
Yeah, and I definitely want to come back to the broader implications for the crypto industry. But on that point of an investment contract, you know, the SEC has made the case in its motion that that there can be an investment contract without a contract, any rights granted to the purchaser and without any obligations to the issuer. What do you say to that?
In order to have a contract, you have two parties. No matter how the SEC wants to spin the facts, the reality is to have a contract, you have two parties have to agree on something. You don't necessarily have it written. You could have oral contracts, you can have implicit contracts, but you have to have two parties. The reality is there are not two parties. Ripple doesn't know who bought the XRP. The people who bought the XRP don't necessarily know Ripple. You have to remember that 99.9% of XRP trading has nothing to do with Ripple, the company. So when you talk about, okay, XRP is a security, I go back to something I said years ago when this started, a security of what company? Of what, like, who is the owner? So I think it's very clear there is no investment contract. If you get past the investment contract, which I think is hard, across the Howey test, you also don't have, you have to meet all three prongs. And in the case of the XRP case, you can't meet all three prongs for sure. And so we think that the judge will see that the law is very clear. We think the facts are very clear. And we think this is just a gross overreach of the SEC trying to wrest control of that uncertainty that has existed. And really the unfortunate thing is the SEC and really the US government hasn't taken this step to provide that clarity that a lot of other countries around the world have.
Good evening, 10:07 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, September 27th, 2022 here on the East Coast. As you know, I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as you can see in the last couple hours now, since the flip of the clock, Bitcoin's down 155 points, or down to 18,920. XRP's at 43.31 per token. There, see, I said token and not share. Look at me. Give me a star. MVP in the house. That's my biggest ridicule I get, is because I say shares and not tokens. My bad. Oh, yeah. So XRP USD's at 0.4331, down 2.83%. As we've talked about, we have a technical target on the breakdown from the 20-day. And the technical target is not my ultimate target, but that's about 41.12 if it continues this line of breakdown. It's been nothing short of standard operating procedure here. We have a bearish continuation pattern. We fell out of the structure, and now we've broken down. We're looking to at least get down to 41.15, but then ultimately to break the 4042 and 3985 and get back to this ascending triangle bear flag. The only reason these numbers are here is because they're two little levels, which honestly, I'm going to take away the 40. Yeah, I'm going to take away that. And 3985 is what we'd have to break down. Because there's this formation here where you get this weird cross. But this looks like a head and shoulders is starting to play out. We knew this right when it broke that uptrend. This was our last chance area, as I call it. And then we started breaking down. So let's look at our next target of 41.17 on this continued breakdown. And same thing here. Got rejected by the 20-day and the 30-minute time frame. Standard operating procedure here after a breakdown. Now it looks like we're going to want to fill this out. It really does. And I'm looking to come all the way back down here to the ascending triangle breakout. And at least retest the upper areas. And see if we can use this as a support structure. Or if we just fall back. Break back within this extended bear flag that we created. And just come down to the bottom of the descending triangle at about 24-25 in this area. So there's a lot to go on after that, but I like to look at these charts confluently. And then as far as the USDT spot in relation to BitGet, we still have ways to go. We're trying to start this bearish cross in the 4-hour time frame, but as you can see in the smaller time frames in the 30-minute, it's a disaster right now. Absolute disaster. And it really looks like we're trying to hunt down this area of 38 cents. Few spots in between, but it really looks like we're at least at worst going to retest that 38-cent threshold. It's looking that way, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get caught with your pants down, bent over, and thrust it out of existence. That's all I'm going to say right now. I did a solace and told everybody when I liquidated that I liquidated my XRP about 51 cents. It came up to 46 after that, or 45. And now we're continuing down. I told everybody I wasn't going to sell my XRP. I had 4,000 that I had bought back at 31 cents. But we had a quick 55% rise. And at 51%, I said, you know what? I can buy a lot more if we come back down to even the 38 cents. And still have a lot more on the side. So I went with it. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm feeling. If you want to know more, join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. We're not done with this update. But I'll be damned if you don't understand what's going on. So if you want to join Tom's Army, you get this exclusive Telegram, ladies and gentlemen. This is the most important thing, one of the most important things. And right now we have a vote going on. So our next members-only update, 24 votes so far, fantastic. So the exclusive content plus TA blockchain info. Right now, Lonk has 28 votes, or 32% of the votes. Theta with 21%, XMR 14, DAG 18. But XPR, as you'll see the members only area, you'll see it right now. So on YouTube in the members only area, we've had 30 votes and 50% is XPR. So honestly, between it all, it looks like it's going to be a race between XPR and Lonk. Although Luna still got 23% here and 28% in the other area. So this is the members only area. And if you don't know what you're looking at, that's because you're not a member of Tom's Army. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I don't show you. I try to do this all-inclusive, but, you know, I can't be the one being bent over a rail. I do too much work. So, you know, for the ones who pay it forward, there's a lot of extra content. You come down here, join Tom's Army. It brings you to the area. If you're a member, it'll bring you right to here. If you're not a member, join Tom's Army and you'll get this exclusive content. So that's the sneak peek. It's going to be XPR Proton or Luna Classic is what's going to happen in this one, or both. For the members only. In recent days, we've had Casper, ADA, H-Bar, and H-Bar got voted on by you guys. That's how we got H-Bar. IOTA and Algo in the past 2 weeks. And then, obviously, the most important thing about this as well is you can go down to the donate BitGet, trade XRP with no VPN in the USA. No reason to take fees. No reason to lie to me either about Uphold, because I was on Uphold. I know there's fees. I checked today, and it would have cost me $36 approximately, or $46 to buy my 4,000 shares back. And on BitGet, the fee wasn't there. So go to BitGet. Stop being lazy. Stop making excuses. No VPN, no KYC, and no spot fees. Buy your XRP on BitGet and send it to your native exchange. It's as simple as that. Don't be a douche. Don't pay fees when you don't have to. So that's what I'm looking at with XRP. And for all those reasons and more, I think you should join me in Tom's Army. We know what XRP is going to do. XLM, we're still looking to get down to this uptrending support here at 10527. That's the ascending triangle breakdown. And then if we break down past that, 099 is on the horizon. On the USDT chart, it's pretty confluent. If you're at my live on Twitch, you would know all of this already. We hit this resistance up here at 11058 approximately, and now we have, once we break this 10746, we come down to 10561, and then you break that, that's when it gets very interesting. And then DGB. DGB already got rejected at the 0097 level. We broke down more. And now we're looking and targeting the 0087. We're just in this consolidation phase. We're just kind of doing what the market does. It doesn't look good with DGB. DGB's broke down, hit that major uptrending resistance, also at the resistance line at 989 as I've talked about. And now underneath we've got this zone at 00863 that I feel pretty comfortable that we'll get to next.